Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Today is June 2nd, I believe, and we're gonna go spot in a few soybeans. We got probably 5 or 6 acres to do in about 3 fields, so nothing major. So we decided to fire up the old drill for this rendezvous. So we'll run her down there and see if we can't spot a few beans in with this. There's 2 things I hate in this life: drilling beans and spotting in crops. You never know where to start or stop, and I hate it. See, that's what I hate. These beans all look really nice. Then right up here we got a little bit of a thin spot. And we got one over there. It's always just so damn hard to tell where to start and stop. Well, that's done for now. We got the replanting all done, so now we're gonna get the combine out. We gotta put the 2-way radio in it and all the stuff we normally carry in the cab and on it and everything else, so we're gonna tinker with that for a little bit. All right, we got the 2-way radio mounted, which it's kind of a chore in these cabs, trying to find a spot to mount stuff because everything's plastic. It's so brittle. I'm scared I'm gonna break something, but that's where the old one was mounted in the other combine, and it was pretty similar, and it lasted for 5 years, so this one should do the same. But all this stuff down here is plastic, and it can be kind of brittle plastic, but I don't know. It'll surely work. Quite as good as what the old combine.
Maybe once every 5 years.
So I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand to have my cab full of tools and parts and all that stuff. It just drives me insane. So I always rig up a deal here on the outside to carry extra guards for the draper and tools and all that kind of stuff, so it ain't rolling around in the cab. These toolboxes ain't big enough anymore, so you kind of got to modify everything. So here's what I always do. I always got these hooks. Keep me a hammer there, crescent wrench, a couple different guards, do all that. I may hang because there's about 3 or 4 different styles of guards on these drapers. I may hang a few more here, but you got to be careful. There's an oil filter here when you close this. You got to make sure you clear that. So, I don't know. I'm not done yet. I'll probably keep modifying. So I ended up taking the drill the other day there. It's been a few days now since that last clip. And I took the drill and spotted them beans in, and at the end of it, I just didn't feel right. So I ended up taking the big planter and just planted that whole field again at like 65,000. And I know a lot of people's going to tell you, oh, if you got 80 or 85,000 standing, you'll be fine. And I get that. I've read the same articles, but I wanted more beans out there with, you know, $14, $15 beans right now, maybe going higher. I just didn't want to do anything where I'd look back this fall and say, man, I should have just come in and replanted them. So there should be, I don't know, I'm going to say if there was 90 to 100,000 standing, and I planted 65 in, of course, all of them won't come up. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm hoping I'll have 130, 40,000 standing. and I can live with that. It's still plenty early, and I just wanted to make sure I had enough beans out there. So today it's kind of overcast. We had a 1/4 inch of rain last night. Sounds like maybe off and on showers all week this week. So I think I'm going to get the field cultivators out and get them cleaned up. We may put some new sweeps on them before we put them away. I got to do some machinery shuffling, got to get the grain cart out and the draper out, get everything ready to start cutting wheat. So yeah, we'll get started on that today and see how far we get here. I think I'll start on that one first because that tractor's got to go on the grain cart. So I'll move the old 4020 next. That's that on this one. I tell you, we don't worry about keeping our stuff in showroom floor condition by any means, but man, you gotta have stuff clean. I tell you, it just makes it so much easier when you go to work on stuff. You know, the new stuff ain't bad as far as there ain't that many breakdowns as far as like frame breakage or stuff like on the old stuff years ago. But you know, at least if there is an issue like that, you're more apt to see it when it's clean. It's not all covered up in dirt and whatnot. So we just like to keep stuff clean. This shit's too expensive to not take care of it, and it just keeps it looking nice, and that's the way we roll. You know, I'm not worried about getting in here and getting every single blade spotless, but boy, as far as the main frame and everything, it's nice to keep them clean. We do have one little thing to do to this. The single point depth crank where you set your depth of the machine, it's always turned real hard since we bought it. So we're going to take it apart and see what the deal is there, why it turns so hard, see if we can't get it freed up a little. And then it's also got a sticker on there, which this ain't no big deal, but it's a little sticker. It's got a pointer. It says like A, B, C, and D, shows your depth, which we don't go by that a whole lot, but it's nice if you're running them both in the same field, you can at least kind of gauge off of that and think, well, yeah, we're pretty close. Well, when they put this together, all we can figure is there's a measurement where you measure whatever it is, 2 inches down and then stick the sticker. And we're thinking they put the sticker on the wrong side of the line because it's not even close. I think it's, in fact, I think that pointer won't even register on the sticker. It's like the sticker's off of where it needs to be. So we got a new sticker for it. We're gonna put that on and yeah, see if we can't fix a single point depth. And then it'll be done and ready to go in the shed. So I got the single point depth fixed, and come to find out it wasn't nothing major at all. I'll show you what it was here. When they put it together, so you got that big long rod that runs back there, and then this is where you change your depth. And what they done was these two bolts here, they had them tightened down too tight, and it was just barely binding this plate right here. And so it was, you know, binding your crank when you went to try to crank it. So as soon as I backed just a tiny bit of tension off them, now she turns real good. So turns out that wasn't anything at all. And then we got the sticker repositioned where it goes, so she should be good to go now. So that turned out to be nothing at all, really. So this thing is ready to be put away and unhooked and put the grain cart on this tractor. All right, we're gonna get the other cultivator out now and get ready to wash it. So this rig here is ready to be tucked in the shed till next spring. I had to get the grain cart out to make a hole for it, and had to get a whole bunch of shit out, but I'm gonna try to do it in order. I'm gonna put this one in, then I'm gonna wash the other one, put new shovels on it, then back it in and work my way down the line, because the draper is on the other side of the shed and I got to get it out to get it ready to cut wheat. So things are kind of in disarray here. So let's go put this away. I'm just going to that shed over there across the field, and you can see there we've got a road going through there, but we always plant up real close to that road to keep the weeds down. So this is a little too wide to fit through there, so I just got to go up here a half a mile and go around to get to it. I can deadhead back through there with just a tractor, but with them telephone poles and stuff, it gets a little narrow, so I don't want to have to run over any corn or wipe out a telephone pole, so we'll just go around. That's that. So we got that old bitch washed. Pull her up here by the shed. We're gonna put some new sweeps on it, and then it'll be ready to be put away. So after looking and discussing here, I think we're gonna hold off on these sweeps on this. They're not terrible. I mean, like that one there, you know, they've got some life left in them. They're not gonna run a whole season, but it's like hell. Let's just run them, you know, get a good start next spring, and then catch a rainy day and we'll change them. Well guys, we got them backed in here side by side. That looks like that'll work. And I think we're gonna have to call her quits on this episode. Got to move some grain tomorrow, so I got some semis coming for that. I still got to get the draper dug out. Sounds like maybe on the next episode, we're gonna be putting bin extensions on our new combine. It's got the power fold hopper, but it don't quite hold as much as our old combine did, so they actually make a kit for the power fold hoppers. It's more or less an extra canvas that goes around the top, and it'll gain you like 150 bushel extra, which, you know, we weren't really looking for that much, but that sounds like the route we're gonna go. So anyway, keep it tuned right here. I'd say the next time you see us, we're probably gonna be working on the combine, getting everything ready to cut wheat. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.